Instead of focusing on issues which actually matter to the American people, congressional Republicans are continuing their relentless political pursuit of President Biden, this time by citing new allegations from a whistleblower that when Biden was Obama's VP, he was engaged in a quid pro quo with a foreign national. They've offered no evidence, but have issued a subpoena. Intrigued? Then click that like and subscribe, and enjoy the video. So as we've been saying since January, when Republicans became the official majority in the House of Representatives, congressional Republicans, Senate Republicans, these people are good for nothing except culture war issues and petty politics. They have no interest in responsibly governing. And poll after poll after poll after poll indicates that the American people, including an increasing number of Republican voters, are getting real fed up with the fact that Republicans are not looking to address inflation, national security, southern border issues, things like that. Things that Republicans complain a lot about and did during the 2022 midterms and promised their voters that they would seek to immediately address these things. But instead, Republicans are focused on trying to politically hurt President Biden by targeting him, casting aspersions about, him and his family and his business dealings, and investigating Hunter Biden yet again. And despite the fact that poll after poll after poll indicates that Americans do not like this, and the fact that they're getting tough questions from otherwise sympathetic news outlets like Fox News. Like Fox News in the last couple of weeks, even they're getting fed up. Like, guys, you tease us. You say that you've got the goods. We got Biden this time. And then you never produce the goods. You never show the goods. You never have the smoking gun. We're getting fed up with it. People are starting to doubt you. And they're like, no, for real, this time we got it. Well, you would think that they would take the opportunity to course correct. Like, guys, this isn't working. Maybe we should start working with Democrats, or at the very least offering an affirmative alternative in terms of policy proposals and actually try to make the country better. But they're Republicans, and so they choose not to do it. And instead what they've done, House Republicans under James Comer and Senate Republicans under Chuck Grassley have issued a joint statement to Merrick Garland, the Attorney General, and Christopher Wray, the FBI Director. They're issuing a subpoena to the DOJ and the FBI because they claim a new whistleblower has come and has new allegations that when Joe Biden was Barack Obama's vice president, he engaged in quid pro quo with a foreign national. So here's what the letter says. We're not going to read the whole thing. It's super small, but it says, look, we have received legally protected and highly credible unclassified whistleblower disclosures. Based on these disclosures, it has come to our attention that the DOJ and the FBI possess an unclassified form that describes an alleged criminal scheme involving then Vice President Biden and a foreign national relating to the exchange of money for policy decisions. It's been alleged that the document includes a precise description of how the alleged criminal scheme was employed as well as its purpose. Based on the alleged specificity within the document, it would appear that the DOJ and FBI have enough information to determine the truth and accuracy. And blah, blah, blah. They're saying, hey, look, you're not sharing this stuff with us. We want you to preserve these documents and show it to us. So, again, note how very carefully, after stepping on a rake again and again and again and again, which they have when it comes to President Biden and Hunter Biden, note how they're couching their language. They're being very precise now. Alleged, which means the whistleblower in question has offered no evidence, just allegations. They have no evidence to corroborate this. That's why they're issuing the subpoena. They're saying, well, look, based on what this whistleblower says, we want to subpoena you. So we'll see where it goes. Not expecting much. But the thing that is even more interesting to me is a conversation that was had, an interview on Fox News between a Fox News host and Ron Johnson, a Republican senator from Wisconsin. And it's discussing this letter from Senator Grassley, Republican, and Congressman Comer, Republican, to the DOJ about this alleged whistleblower scheme. I want to play this clip for you because it's so telling about how bad faith the Republican Party is. Listen to this tough question that he's getting from Fox and how this Republican senator answers.
Quickly, before I let you go, Senator, will your colleagues make those underlying documents publicly available? We know the whistleblower will remain protected, but what about the allegations? Will the American people see them?
Well, we'll have to see what's in them. You know, to see whether they're credible allegations, whether they connect to other wrongdoing by the Biden family.
And if they turn out to not be credible, sir, will your colleagues acknowledge that, you think? Only got a couple seconds left.
That'll be up to them. They're the ones that'll get the documents.
All right, Senator Johnson, thank you.
How about that? How about that? So first thing, notice that they're like, well, listen, you're making the allegations. The whistleblower has apparently provided unclassified disclosures, right? So it's not like it can be kept or that it has to be kept from the American people, because the disclosures made by the whistleblower to Republicans, they're unclassified, which means the American people should be able to see them. Are you going to show them? Well, I mean, maybe. We'll see. It depends on if the allegations are credible. Well, the letter alleges that they are credible. The letter that they wrote and issued to the Department of Justice, like, hey, these unclassified disclosures, which the American people should be able to see, are credible. That's why we're issuing this subpoena. So now Johnson, on behalf of the GOP, is contradicting himself. Well, we don't know if they're credible. Well, then why'd you issue the subpoena? Why'd you issue a public press release? The fact that these things are credible was the predicate for you to issue the subpoena in the first place. So one of you is lying. You're lying, or Chuck Grassley and James Comer are lying, or perhaps all three of you are, right? Doesn't really bode well for the credibility of the Republican argument. And even more interesting than that is the follow-up question. Okay, well, look, if they're not credible, will Republicans acknowledge that they're not credible, that they made a mistake? Well, that'll be up to them. That's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. The fact that this Republican senator would not commit, that his party, his colleagues, would not disavow these claims and these documents if they turned out not to be credible. That's how you know that the GOP is acting in bad faith. And this is really important. I know I preach this a lot, but the importance of a thesis is to reaffirm it again and again and again. It is a fact. It's not a matter of opinion. It's a fact that the leaders of the Republican Party are not a good faith party. Period. You can say what you want about Democrats. I'm sure there are bad faith instances from Democrats too. But party to party, Republicans are more bad faith by far than the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party is pursuing Joe Biden to hurt him politically. And they are relentless in their pursuit. And they care about nothing else. Not inflation, not the southern border, not China, not Ukraine, not Russia, nothing. Not the debt ceiling. Geez, the debt ceiling, right? Which they voted to lift 3 times under Trump without concession or condition. They're playing games with the global economy and the domestic economy. My 401k, your 401k, the stock market, our jobs, everything. They don't care about that. They're willing to throw that on the wayside, play chicken with it. And instead, they're laser focused on trying to get Hunter Biden, again, even though he's been investigated multiple times. Chuck Grassley investigated Hunter Biden and the Biden family, including Joe Biden, in 2019 and 2020. They found nothing other than base nepotism. They found absolutely no evidence of a crime by the conclusion of the investigation. So anyway, this is an indictment of the GOP's moral and political character, and you should make fun of them.